All right, so let me go ahead and let's see here. What should I name this project? Call this project processing system. Let me go ahead and create a new class here. I'm going to call this order, as it says. The requirements define a class that includes a list of following attributes. All right, so order. Okay. So I'm going to have, come on now, class order. Okay, so let's say private name, order ID. Send customer ID. Say description. Now let me create a constructor. But actually, looking at this, I might as well actually just create a Java record. And that is really just to avoid a lot of unnecessary boilerplate here code, and just have yeah, it's quite tedious to be honest, because I'm gonna have to, after the constructor, of course, I'm gonna have to have some getters, and that's like for each. So getters, I'm gonna have to have the setters, right? Setters, and eventually probably a Java to string object, right? And with a Java record, I simply just do something like this. Let me say, public order. Simply just something like this, and I do. Let me say string order ID to string customer ID. I do string description, and if you notice, I don't even need to declare like private or final. It no the Java record already does this for you, which is really cool. Let me actually also do like a long timestamp here. Right. Let me actually come here. So right, and then now to construct it, I'll just say, we can conveniently construct it simply. Let me see, string, right? String order ID, string customer ID, string description, and this sets like the timestamp for the current timestamp. So do something like this, and I simply write a this like this, and I'll just say order ID. I'll say customer ID description. Right, let me say something like system dot no, let me say current really millisecond, and that is it. Like, that's all you need with a Java record. Look at that. With If it was a class, I'd have to create the getters, setters, for order ID, customer ID, description, like something tedious, right? It would have been like tedious work. But with a record, that's it. That's all I need. Okay, so single linked list implementation. Let me create a new class here in this project. Let me call this. Let me say ordered linked list implementation. Right? I'm saying linked list. All right. Person says append order the new order to the end of the list. Reverse. Okay. Let's try to understand this again. Minute purchases. With the head being the first order received. Okay, so basically, so this implements, right? To store the orders. So let me say implements, and I'll do like an iterable here. Order. Okay. What error do we have here already so soon? Oh, okay, that's fine here. Saying wants us to override. All right, we're gonna override soon. And now should support basic operations. Okay, support. Let me do a private. Right. Say static class. Say node. You know, let me actually say final. Let me make it final. Let me say. Right. And so, the internal node structure, holding the order and pointer to next node, right? I'm gonna say private node next. Do I have a? Okay, and I'm gonna say node order. Sorry. Let's say order. Simply just do this order equals to order, like that. All right, and identifier. I already know what that is. Just quickly do a quick fix here. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So now let me do something. Let me make sure that it's well cut. All right. Let me say private, because I want like the first node in the list, right? And so I'm declaring it by saying node. So I'll say had, right? This is like this is the first node in the list. I'm gonna say course, this is the last node. Let me say also. Let me say size for this. It's an integer. Okay. And now let me just create like an empty list, and say and give this the head, do null, and the tail equal to null, size equal to 0. Right. Okay, so now at least let me make a public void append, right? Append order, right? So the order to the list. Let me do something here real quick like this. Let me say objects here. Yeah, let me like say objects. Right. Okay. Require null. Let me pass here the order and message, and I'll say order cannot be null. Okay. This is probably I need to import here. Yeah, I probably need to import that. Say node equals new node, and I'll say I'll pass the order in this parameter here, and I'll say, well, let me see something here. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it should be Java. Let me see, import util. Is it under util maybe? Say objects. See here, that will work. Okay, that's perfect. Now let me say. So let me say null, right? And I'll check the first element. Say head node, right? And I'll say the tail. This is like to link to end and update the tail. So say like next node okay, and let me increase here so increment here the size. All right, so I increment the size on that. Before I do the display, let me yeah, let me like I'm thinking of like delegating the display function to like a for each, and I plan on doing something like this, like maybe say consumer, right? Say consumer. We give out the order here, and I'll just say like action. And let me pass here the objects here again. Say require null. Of course, the action, and I'll just say action not null. And I'll say what should I call this? It's a current, right? The current. I'll say call it and that's here. What is that? Oh, okay, let me go ahead and import that. Okay. And let me say while. Let me negate this by saying it's null. I'm gonna negate it to null and I'm gonna say accept. Right, accept the right. Yeah, now I'm gonna do a display, and I'll say right because the display is like, hold on, did I see something here? Am I missing something? Let me see here. I have this closing here, and this closing. Let me close this properly here. Oh, let's see. There we go. Now let me do I'm gonna do the display, and you know the default display here is idea as to delegate to the for each, right? And I'll do something simple like say say like if the head say no, say nothing. All right. What is my system? And I'll simply just print out orders, right? And I'll say else here we delegate it to the for each. Why is it not going through? Oh, it's the wrong braces here. Alright, so we delegate this to the for each. And I'll do a system. Sorry. System out, and I'll do like something like print line. That's it. Okay. So that's a display. For the reverse, okay, I can work on something like this. So let me say So this reverses like the links in place, and I'll say if as a matter of fact, let me also do an OR here. Let me say next. All right, I want to check both of these, and I'll just return it. All right, which just returns an empty or a single element list, and then sorry. Okay, and then see what we have. Okay, I'm gonna do like a node. I'm gonna do like a node. Say node. Previous, because like first what's between nodes and all this. Yeah, I like to reverse. So like reverse as in like switching. Most recently added. I'll say current year. I'll say tail. And this is like the new tail after this reversal. So let me actually do this. Let me say new tail after this reversal. Okay, and say while I'm gonna negate here, and I'll say that say null. All right, so I'll say next. This is just like to preserve the pointer, and you're right like this. Let me say preserves. Preserves next pointer. Okay. I'll say next. Previous. And then this like reverses the link. Right? And I'll say previous. Reversing. You know, this is like this is definitely easier on Python or with Python, syntax wise. Yeah, when I look at it, it's actually it would have been easier with Python, but so, yeah. Let me say, so like I'll say like new had right at the original tail. Okay, now let me do something. Let me oh, right. Let me say wait here. Clear. Say let's say head equals to null. Let's say tail equals to null. is 0. So this just like resets the list, the resets the, sorry, resets list to empty. And now we're gonna do it public. Did I do this correctly? Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna do public, and I'm gonna say list. This is just to take a snapshot of the current elements into list, and I'll say order. And I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. Am I doing this correctly? I feel like I'm following the color syntax for some reason. Let me say to list. Why is it not? Hold on, let me see here. Oh, okay. Felt like I was doing something wrong. And of course, I have to import arrays list. Oh yeah, util list actually. Yeah. Okay. And let me say list, and I pass here the order, and I'll say, let's call this list here. I'll say array list. Let me say the brackets here, and I'll say the size. Yeah, pass here the size. Go ahead and import array list. So you have to. Okay, I can ignore that for now. Let me say for each, and I'll just say list. List add, and then just return list. Let me public size here. It's just a quick getter here. And, hold on. This is a yeah, like size axis here, and I'm just gonna return size. Okay. I feel like recompile now, yeah, because it's. I can ignore these errors here for now. Let me override here real quick. Let me say override. So what we're gonna override here, we're gonna override. Let me say public. Wait, is it the? Let me see here. Iterable. Okay, so iterable. So this is definitely gonna be iterator, right? Iterator. Iterator. Let's see order. Say iterator. Of course, I should import that. Import that. Okay. And let me go ahead and return a new iterator. And I'll say, private node current had. Okay. All right. Private had, and I should not closing up here. Private had, and let me override. Not so good with this though. feel like I want to start testing, but I don't know for sure to be honest, because something that's bugging me here. But okay, let me just add the boolean here. Let me override this boolean has next, right? And see the relationship here, and I'll say return the current. Yeah, let's return the current. Negate it. No. Is that correct? Ah, okay. No. Null, right? And let me also override. Is that even correct? Let me override. Next. And let me say if the current versus null. Am I doing this correctly? Let me see. Not sure if I'm doing this correctly here because and um, let me. I know I should throw here an exception. I'm just not fully aware of the name here. I should probably just compile it and it will just do it for me. I think it's something like no such, element, element, right? And so right, no such element. And I'll just say order O equals to current order, right? And I'll say current current dot next and turn O. Okay. Yeah. So let me quick mistake there. What is this? Oh, close that. Close that up. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me see. Unknown. No such element. Is it not? Is that the correct name? I think maybe exception here is missing. Let me see. Exception. Right? Is it not exception? I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me compile that. Oh, okay, it is. So it just wanted to import. Let me compile that. Well, I still have this one error. What is this? Let me see. Uh, name class for each Java HTML function. In order linked list for each. In Java, either will have the same erasure, yet neither overrides the. Did I import consumer? Okay, consumer is here, so that's not it. Let me see that again. Java.util function consumer question mark super um question mark super. Oh, okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and that's perfect and looks clean. So let me start testing here because All right, we have a working class here that has a relationship with order or linked to order. Let me create a create test class here. Delete this here. I don't need this for now. Okay, let me do something like, let's say, private order linked list, right? And let's just say list. Okay, and let me set up before each year because I know I'm gonna reuse this and I just want to save me some time. Say set up your okay, and in this setup, I'm just gonna create a list new, right, just like that, linked list, right. Now I'm gonna have some tests here. What should I test here? There's no cases for me here. Alright, let me say, let me test and let me say like into list. Tell me something. Okay, just try to order. Let's say O1. Let's say new order. So okay, so let me say A1. Let me try it. Let's say A1. I want to say C1, and I'll say to 1. Okay. Let me C2. Okay. Now let me like append this to the list. Let me append this. O1, yeah. 2, right? And let me do a list order. What should I call them? Say this is gonna be out. I want to test like, let me see, list. Right. Go ahead and import that. Okay. And I'm gonna start asserting here. I'm gonna say assert equals. So equals. Let me say 1. I want to make sure it's actually working. All right. say this should be like, I should expect your like a 2. No, actually, no. Let me say like I'm gonna start like a 2 here, and let me do something different. Let me pile this baby. See what we got running. Okay, so 2. Right. So it is essentially, we're almost there. It feels like it is working. Let me do a search same. Let me say same. Let me do a 1. And let me say get, right? Let's say 0 here. And I'm also gonna say again, let me say same. I'll say up to, and let me say get. This is of course gonna be 1. Do another sort equals here. Let me say sort equals. Let me say. Okay. Go ahead and test that. What is this? You know, looking at this, so that means, look something in my order. Let me override here something. Let me override the string here. Just to format a more human readable string, right? And they say return string format, right? Let me actually do that like this. Let me say order and set percentage here. Okay, let me say what is the percentage sign? Let me say that, right? And let me give it a, let me say that. Okay, and let me say time. Alright, let me say time, which of course would be the percentage D. Alright, and something real cool here is how you organize it. Let me say here like that, so it becomes more readable to a developer. Say customer ID, description, right? Description, right? Description. Timestamp. Okay. Okay. that. Let me go ahead and compile that. Let me run this one more time. Compile this. Okay, yeah, so here we have spread of 1, but it was A1, C1, item 1 time. Hold on, let me see what I did wrong here. See, A1. Oh, okay. It's the mistake here of writing. Oh, I wrote 0 instead of O. Alright, let's go ahead and compile that. And we succeeded. Alright, so this is working. What else should I test? Let me test. What else should I test? Sorry. Let's see. What else should I test? Let me do like. Reverse. Is that even working? Yeah. And let's just say order 1. Let's say new order. Of course, I'll say 1. C1. Item. Item. 1. Let me sure. Yeah, let me do like 3. 3 is enough. Of course, it's gonna be 2 here. This 3. It's gonna be 2. C2. And item 2. C3. And A3. Okay. So let me append this. Oh. Yeah, let me append this, I say. Oh my goodness. Alright. So 3. Now let me test the other reverse. Let me say. Right. It's reverse, right? Should be reverse. Yep. Testing that by saying reverse. And I'm going to assert. Okay. So I'm going to say. I'm going to list of. And I'm going to do like first up. I'm going to do like 03. I'm going to do 02. I'm going to do 02. I'm going to do 01. Right? And I just say to list. To list, right? And let me assert here. So just 3, and then just say list get size, right? Okay. Did I write this correct? Oh, let me see. List. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I'm not missing anything here. Don't I have get size here? I do have get size. Where's the yeah, I have get size. Oh, oh my goodness, I really have to improve my typos all the time. Okay. This type of blunder could actually, you know, almost possibly make you fail an interview. So, okay, let me say test public. Public? Yeah, say void here. Say just an empty and like single. Yeah, single. Empty and single. Let me say reverse. So reverse. I want to make sure if the empty list says empty or, say this list. Let me assert this to true. Let me say yeah. So I'm gonna say I mean, assert here equals. I want to say I want to make sure like the like single element list stays the same as well. So let me say, what should I call this? Say I'll just say like B1. I'll say C1, and I'll say yeah. So what did I say? Let me append this. Let me do this reverse, and let me do. Say list. test so the what's the order? All right, let me test and this clear is just to test that it should remove all elements and reset the size. We're going to try and do that here by running, I'll say C1. I'll say, let me say what? Let me say C1, and I'll say item. Okay, and let me do list append, right? Yeah, let me do list append. Let me do the append O here. Let me do list clear. Let me assert, but okay. Let me assert true. Say list. Say to list. Say is empty. And I'll say yeah, I think that's enough. Let me clear this out here. I might do some more test cases later, but let me just leave it like that for now. So let's go ahead and test. Let's test everything. And there we have it.